Probably one of the most important thing when doing video is audio, and in this video we're gonna break down Fujifilm's audio settings, what they are for, when should you use them, how to set them up. And when talking about recording audio, there's a bunch of different ways how you can record audio. You can use little wireless microphones, you can use little shotgun mics which just get plugged into your camera, you can use more expensive shotgun mics. But first we're diving into the menu, breaking down the settings, and then also what settings I use and how I use them. We're using the Fujifilm X-T3 again as our example for the menu. However, as mentioned in several videos, you can copy those settings to any Fujifilm camera. The GFX system, the X Pro system, XT system. Fujifilm's menu layout is pretty much the same, so you can copy it to any Fujifilm camera you got. And I also connected already a little microphone to it, but I will come down to this in a second. Before we're starting off, we should know where our microphones are sitting, or the internal microphones are sitting. And you got basically those two little holes here on the side, which are basically your internal mics from a Fujifilm X-T3 in this case. And you might want to check your camera out, but you should have them somewhere on the top as well. So then second thing would be, we want to make sure that we see our mic level on our LCD screen. And if you don't, that's very simple, easy to set up. You come over to your setup menu and you scroll down to your screen setup, come over to display custom settings on your second page, and then scroll down to page number 4 and find your mic level. Your mic level should be ticked and it should show you a tick next to it, and you should be able to see your mic level on your LCD screen. Let's say, if we're coming quickly back down to our screen setup and coming down to the third page. If your large indicator mode LCD is switched on, you won't see your mic levels. So make sure if you switched on your mic levels and you still can't see them, check the large indicator mode from your LCD. It might happen that this one is switched on for whatever reason and you can't see your mic level. So coming over to the audio settings, which is basically under movie settings on page number 4, underneath the separate settings are your audio settings located. And you got 6 of them, and we talk through every single one of them, and then later I'm gonna give you a breakdown why I use certain settings, why I don't use certain settings. So we're starting off with the internal mic level adjustments. We're talking from those mics here on top of the camera. If you come over, you got to auto mode, a manual mode, and an off mode. Off is pretty straightforward, you won't record any audio. Those mics are switched off. Auto mode would be basically the camera fully decides how loud or quiet the camera will record audio over the internal microphones. However, you also got a manual mode where you could adjust your input and output of decibels towards your internal mics. We don't recommend to use the internal microphone at all. However, there will be sometimes occasion when it's actually quite handy to have internal microphones, and I'm gonna break this down later in a video as well. So with that said, internal microphone level, I just leave it set to +0 decibels and don't worry about anything else. Then coming down to the external mic, and here comes our mic into the game. Same game again, same setup again. You got your auto settings, which the camera would decide when using an external microphone how loud or how quiet your audio will be recorded. Manual mode, you can adjust the settings or the decibel input and output, how loud you think you want to have it. And when we're coming down to the manual mode, you got on your right hand side your mic level indicator, this time quite large. And on the left hand side you can adjust your decibels from plus or ±0, actually +6, down to -30. And now we're gonna say we want to adjust our external microphone. I'm here having a little Boya shotgun mic as an external microphone. Very simple, easy, cheap microphone. You just plug it in, you play. It gets the power off the camera, so there's no big hassle that you need to switch it on or off. So on your right hand side, basically you say you would like to have your auto settings or audio settings just above -20, but still below 0. This is the range where you say this is where the camera or your microphone will record the best audio possible. And then on the left hand side, you're gonna adjust those decibels input or output, depends how loud you speak. And we're gonna do an example about this now as well. So at present, we got our decibels set to -9, and we do clip sometimes our audio, as you can see here, when the red indicator pops up at the top. So this means basically we need to turn down the decibels to make sure that we don't clip any audio. Currently we're sitting at -12 decibels and we're still clipping audio sometimes in between when I'm talking or I pronounce certain words quite high or loud. So we need to turn down the decibels until we find a good middle range between -20 and still below 0. So right now I would say to be on a safe side, we should go at least down to -15 decibels, -16.5 decibels, and we're still clipping slightly, so we should, or we could, still go lower. And at present we're sitting at -18 decibels for a little shotgun mic. And I think right now we're sitting at a very good decibel number to say, okay, we don't clip any audio. And at the end of the day, it's always better to have a decibels set a bit lower. When you clip your audio is pretty much good to go into the trash. You barely can recover it. Of course, you could recover it with a lot of money and a lot of effort. However, sometimes it's better to record a bit lower the audio and then boost it up in post before you clip the audio and the audio is unusable. So now basically we have set our external mic and internal mic. Now we're coming down to our mic level limiter. Mic level limiter is basically a setting within a camera which will prevent audio clipping. I got this set to off because I did set my external mic adjustments to -13.5 decibels to make sure that I don't clip any audio. The mic level limiter might be a good option every now and then if you do a lot of run and gun shooting and you don't want to pay too much attention to your audio. Then the mic level limiter is definitely a good option to switch on. However, if you use the external mic and you set your external mic level, let's say to -13.5 decibels, -15 decibels, or you adjusted the decibels by yourself, you don't need to have this mic level limiter switched on. It won't make any big difference. And at the end of the day, you still tweak your audio a bit in post. Coming down to wind filter. Your wind filter is pretty much the same thing. When out and about and it's windy, the wind filter is meant to give you a bit of clearer audio when recording audio. However, I do recommend using a little dead cut. It definitely be more beneficial than using the wind filter within camera. Low cut filter is more or less a similar setting to the wind filter. The low cut filter is basically there to prevent, to pick up low noises like a fan is running somewhere in a corner or the fridge is running in a corner. However, I found this setting also not really handy or beneficial, and on average you use your mic, you're close enough to your mic, so I don't find low cut filter a very good setting, and I don't think it does a huge difference either, so I leave it off for my personal needs. And the last setting, of course, would be your headphones or your headphone output. You can listen to your audio straight whilst recording when you plug some headphones in. And then you basically just adjust the output of your headphones. And basically those are 6 settings within an audio setting from a Fujifilm system. And let's do it quick, easy, and break it down. So internal mic level, I leave it set to 0. Because I barely use the internal mic. However, I'm gonna give you an example in a second how you could use it. External mic, every single mic is slightly different. So you need to figure out what sort of decibels you need to set your external mic to get the best possible quality out of it. You need to talk to a mic, be a bit louder, be a bit more quiet. Just play around with the decibels input or output to find the best setting for your mic you want to use. Mic level limiter, leave it off, it makes no difference. Wind filter, low cut filter is exactly the same, leave it off, don't bother, it won't make any huge difference. Use the external mic with a dead cut and you're definitely better off than with those settings. and the headphones are the headphones. So here we're recording right now the audio without the external mic, and we're just recording the audio with in camera. And as you can tell, it's not the best way to record audio. And here's a little tip or trick. You could use your phone and use a voice memo app. And now basically I'm recording the audio to my phone, but at the same time I'm recording the audio to my camera. Why? I can sync the audio later in post and cut the audio over the existing audio from a camera, and will get a better audio result, as you can hear right now, hopefully. Here we go, guys. As you have seen, a lot of settings within a Fujifilm system for audio settings aren't really worth using, in my personal opinion. And if you really want to improve your audio, get a cheap little mic, or even use your phone to sync the audio from your speaking from a phone to your video and overlay the better quality audio over the audio from your Fujifilm X-T4 or from your internal recording. And if you really want to improve your audio, yeah, there's only one way. Get a good decent mic. Make sure your decibel adjustments or your mic adjustments are correctly set to record the best audio possible. And with that said, guys, I hope this was helpful to you today. And if you got any questions towards this, towards your audio settings, towards mics or anything similar, let me know in the comments. And with that said, like, comment and subscribe, my friend, and I'm gonna see you very soon in another video.